So in the wake of this quite public societal backlash against feminism, and the videos that I've made around the morality of the sexes, I'm going to outlay this in a nutshell. The argument of feminism is that the patriarchy, as they call it, ostensibly has been oppressing women, keeping them down, silencing them, keeping them locked into a particular gender role. I've got to stop saying that word. Particular role, and the men have done this simply to just to be. I don't really know what they think. They think that men do that just because we enjoy making women feel bad. I think is the simplistic argument. It's genuinely what they think, though they'll never say it. So they, this. If you look into the Bible, it will say that women weren't permitted to talk in the temple or the church and so on. Women were not allowed to be ministers, priests, or whatever. Why is that? What is the association of religion and the old world and the patriarchy, so-called? What is the relation between that and society today? Now, society has bought wholesale the idea that men used to oppress. The word uses oppression. That implies more or less a tyrannical subjugation of women for, I suppose, economic benefit of the man. But this subjugation, if we want to call it that, this is really subjugation under God, not man. Man is equally yoked to God. And it happens that we have roles within society. A man has a role, a woman has a role. And each of these roles is, in some ways, inconvenient, or it's not really what we would prefer to be doing. Nevertheless, we toil and suffer through this life. The role of the man, at least conventionally, has been the provider, the one who goes to work, the one who primarily does the hardship, the work, makes the sacrifice of his time, and he puts in a degree of physical strain. Now, when you make this argument, the women will gloss over that, and they'll say, yeah, but women give birth, and therefore our physical labour is harder. It's always a competition with the women. But I digress. the argument we hear from feminism is that, well, women were forced to be in this role. And this rhetoric has been peddled for so long that we've stopped even questioning it. You know, in most cases, in most people, most social circles, it's not even really questioned. That's not going to be questioned. They're going to go, oh yeah, women were subjugated and men did that and that was bad, but we don't do that no more. And that's just an accepted, that's just a fact, apparently. You know, regardless of the fact that women wanted to do that, that's what women wanted to do, it's what they preferred to do. Even today, they prefer to do it. And they would prefer to do it in great number if they weren't being indoctrinated by evil. It strikes me as odd that I'm sure plenty of men throughout time have wished that they could give up the need to labour in order to survive, in order to provide for a family, in order to have children and secure a future, a legacy or no legacy. I'm sure plenty of men would have preferred to give that up. And yet it's always been a societal the tenet of civilization itself that men do not do that, and that they continue to work and suffer and provide. And why is it that men have never turned around and said, well, you know, women, they want us to have their babies, they want us to look after them, you know, we're forced to go to work, we're forced to go to war and die, we're forced to do all these things. Actually, we're gonna gather together, we're gonna collectively say, no more women, no more, we're not doing this, we've had enough. But we don't do that because we love women and children. We love them. So isn't it very revealing, very quite telling that ever since 1960 the woman has decided, and they've all agreed that yes, men kept them in this role, and that given the choice they will cast it off, they will rebel, and they will say, actually, our men and our children, yeah, fuck them. Yeah, fuck them. Who says we have to do these things anyway? Given the choice, we're not going to do them. Fuck them. Fuck ya. That's what the women have said. That's what they've been saying for 70 years. So you wonder why it is that we say that the women are the less moral creature, that perhaps they're not quite as empathetic and great as they've been made out to be. And maybe it's the case that the men were gaslit into believing this for 70 years at the behest of feminists who lied, who have been telling lies, who have been lying and gaslighting and deceiving and manipulating because they were projecting their own inferiority, which they are. They've been projecting it onto men and convincing men that they're the problem when it was always women. Women with too much to say, with too loud a voice, and not enough discipline or wisdom to know where she belonged. And men have been making sure that she knows this for the better part of 6,000 years.